Hi everyone, and welcome to another Workout of the Week video with FCHS and Michaela, and this is my dog Rigel, who will be joining us for another video today. He was taking a nap and then I got my mat out and he decided it was time to exercise. Can't fault him for that because exercise is very important and that's why we're all here. So he will be in our video again today, hopefully playing with this toy the whole time. So what I wanted to focus on today is one of the movements that our bodies are responsible for. So we do a lot of different things with our body, right? We push, we pull, we lunge, we squat, we hinge, we twist. And today I wanted to focus on the muscles that are responsible for that pushing. So our chest, our shoulders, our triceps, our quadriceps, in our legs, and some of our hip musculature as well. So our glutes and our outer thighs will also do some of that outward pushing kind of motion. So we'll try to go from upper body to lower body as much as we can to give you guys that built-in break. But we're gonna start on our mat. We'll have our hands and knees down on that mat. So we're gonna try to get the worst ones out of the way first, because that always makes people happy. So we're gonna start with a push-up, and the type of push-up you choose to do is entirely up to you and your fitness level. If you're kind of new to exercise, you can do your push-ups on the wall, and that is a video that I did back in January if you want to go back and find it. Today we'll try the modified push-ups or full push-up if you feel that you're ready for that. So to kind of set up for that, you can have your hands a little bit further than shoulder width apart or right underneath your shoulders. If you go right underneath your shoulders like this, you are going to feel a little bit more in your triceps, so just a heads up there. So you're going to be up like this. If you know you want your knees down during this to make the push-up a little bit easier, you're going to take your knees straight down from here. You still want to have that strong core while you do these. And then you're just going to bring your chest down in between your hands and push back up. All right, so we're going to try for 10 of those. This is 2, 3, 4. We have 5 here. If this feels too easy and you're on your feet, we still have that nice strong core. Our shoulders, hips, and ankles are all in a nice straight line as we do this. I'm going to do one more. Okay. All right. So now we'll go for our lower body. We're going to do an exercise for our glutes. So we're going to have kind of that same starting position, but we're going to leave our knees on the ground this time. So we're starting in that tabletop sort of position. Then you're just going to bring one foot up. We're going to do a donkey kick. So you're just going to bring one foot up towards your ceiling, and you can come back down. If you want a little extra core, you can bring this knee in towards your elbow and push back up. Okay. You want to try to keep your hips even during this exercise, which is the most difficult part. So sometimes we go a little bit off kilter because we're moving. So really try to focus on that. If you feel like you're twisting a little bit too much this way, if you're bringing that knee in, we're just going to go down in between each repetition. Okay. And now we have 2 legs, so we're going to do the other side. So this foot's going to go up. You can keep this foot flat. Don't have to point it or flex it. You might get a nice stretch in your hip too when you do this, in the front of your hip. Kind of opens up that mobility. We're getting some nice shoulder work, keeping ourselves propped up like this too. We're going to do one more here. All right, so we'll do one more kind of from the starting position. So we're going to do what's called a mountain climber. Now this is a pretty advanced exercise, so if it's too much for you, then we're just going to hold a plank. And you can just hold that plank for as long as you feel able to. So with that said, if you're choosing to hold a plank, we're going to start kind of like those push-ups, get up like this, bring our knees straight down, and either hold like this or hold from our elbows. If we want to hold a plank with our feet, we'll just pop right back up. If we're choosing the mountain climber option, hands are going to be directly below our shoulders again. We'll be up on our feet, and we're going to bring in one knee to our elbow on the same side. And again, we want to keep our hips nice and straight. Don't want to look like this as we're going. Core is really activated here. Our shoulders and chest are working to keep us propped up. We're getting a little bit of cardio and leg work in too. So we're going to try to do 10 on each side. I've already lost count, so I'm just going to do what I think is 10 in total. And we are done. All right. Whew. So we're going to come around. I'm going to face you guys so you can see a little bit better. First, we're going to do a stretch that we did last week. We're going to put our feet straight out in front of us, hands behind us, and we're just going to push that chest up and out and feel that nice stretch across our chest and shoulders. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling it right now. So, right. Okay. We're going to kind of do that same thing again, but now we're going to get some leg work in there. So this next exercise, you'll feel on the tops of your legs, your quadriceps here, but you might feel it a little bit higher in towards your hips. So just a heads up on that. So we're going to put our hands behind us again, just to kind of keep us steady. And you're just going to raise one leg off the ground, whatever high you can get it, while keeping this nice straight posture. And this will get a little bit of your lower core as well, but you'll probably feel it mostly in your legs. Kind of depends on your own individual muscle tone. Okay. You can also do one leg at a time. It's up to you. But we'll go for what I think is 20 repetitions here, because that would be 10 on each side. Okay, one more. All right. Cool. So now we're going to do an exercise for our triceps. So that's the back of our arm. So we're going to come up like this. And we're going to have our hands kind of pointed the same direction as our feet. So my fingers are pointing that same direction. This can be tough on the wrists, so if you don't like that, you can try it the other way. And if that's still aggravating you, then we can find a different way to do this exercise. There's other exercises you can do for your triceps. Okay, we're going to come up like this, just lift our butt off the ground, and then you're just going to drop back down. So you want to bend at the elbow joint and not too much at your shoulders. Your shoulders will still feel it, but that work should really be coming from the back of your arms. If this is too easy, the further out your feet are, the harder it's going to be, because the more weight you're putting into that motion. Okay, so you see I get a little more range when my feet are out versus when they're really in like that. Okay, I'll do one more. All right. We have come down to the lying down portion of the video, which I know is most likely everyone's favorite, because it would be mine. So we're going to come to our side. Our feet are going to be stacked on top of each other, but we want this top hip kind of facing or pointing a little bit down. So we don't want it back. We want to make an effort to at least get it stacked on top of the other hip. Okay, from there we're just going to raise this leg up and back down. Doesn't have to be super high. You just want to feel some working in this area. So this part of your glute, maybe a little bit, and this part of your thigh too. So those outer leg muscles. And again, you can keep your foot just kind of neutral. You don't have to point it or flex it. You're in my video, buddy. You're being so good. I'm going to do two more. Come over here. Good boy. All right. And then we're just going to flip ourselves over, nice and easy. And we'll do the other side. Okay. Over here. So same thing. We want our hips stacked on top of each other. So this one shouldn't be too far back or too far forward. Have ourselves balanced on our elbow here, and we're just going to go up and down. You can also do these standing, of course, if your shoulders are really tired from that beginning of this video. Probably should have said that the first time we did this, but you can also take a standing option. Good job. No. I'm going to do one more here. Okay. And that is it. That's all I have for you guys today. So this one was probably a little bit tougher than what we've been doing, but it's time to move up because we've been doing these for a while. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you all didn't mind my dog too much. He was actually pretty good in this one after the third take, but we're getting there. All right. I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you soon.